place, Old London. The year, 2039. The recession never ended. Countries worldwide have been struck by famine, disease and civil war. In 1 year, 3 million immigrants migrated to the UK. 1 in 3 were either gang members or known murderers. With over 3,024 murders in 1 year, and 234 dead police officers. In June 2041, Parliament issued £12 billion to pay contracts to some of the world's best killers. The aim was the execution of all gang leaders. The world's best killers and bounty hunters traveled to London seeking wealth. But one group of killers for hire rose above them all. The Hitman. Carter. Max. One shot. Tank. Drift. Ike. Trooper. Drake. In 1 year alone, the Hitman were behind 234 successful contracts. Carter himself raised up $12 billion in 1 year, single-handedly ending the war between the Turkish mafia and the Jamaicans. They was untouchable. When you saw that black Lamborghini came through, you knew who it was and what time it was. Hitman. But certain times, I see those who really struggle to make this thing. It's a different figure, it's a different world. So I'm trying to really secure my seat in that little world there, so I can start to negotiate at least. You get what I'm saying to you? So I'm just always fighting for time. You know, and what I'm trying to do with the comic as well is I've presented a comic which no one's ever seen before. It's the first comic from the urban world. It's the first comic that's ever been drawn and produced by an artist. So, you know, when it first came out, Graham Daly showed it, everyone showed the trailers, and I had people looking at a comic that wouldn't read comics, that wouldn't give a f about these things, but it's because it's where it's coming from. If you can cultivate that market and bring that market to the mainstream and say, listen, I've got a comic here with a cult following from people that don't give a f about comics, that's worth gold in this arena, and I mean gold. So this is what man are trying to, so I'm really telling people, get behind the Hitman comic, and I'm guarantee you 100% I can open doors that have not been opened yet. Like, a lot of people have made films, but no one's made a film of this scale. So I'm telling you, I can guarantee this, put my life on it. You get behind the Hitman comic, I will give us a film that is 500 million plus. Trust me. All the youths are doing their things. The chippies, the end-ups, titchies. But we do know, I will tell them this, that the record labels are shifting. They've, you know, from good sources, I've heard that they're blatantly saying they want to get more into indie music now. They can't take so much of the pressure from the urban thing. So what I would say to man now is catch the bubble before it bursts. Catch the bubble before it bursts. I think anyone who kind of, like, when you look at the artists that's successful, if you look at Chipmunk, Tiny Temper, Stitchy Strider, you're looking at people that kind of had a few people around them that was doing the correct things. Tiny, same thing, he's got, I swear, like him and G got the same management and all that. Like, few people that do the correct things. Chipmunk, man know the man, they're from up the road. And believe me, it's not rocket science. There's so many good artists that are making it coming out of Tottenham. Like, a couple of men over there know what they're doing. So even when you're looking at Titchy, same thing. You know, people around them that know what they're doing. Anyone who gets a group, anyone who gets a set of people together that's going to do the correct things all the time, they will be successful. That's it, end of. I've had to find an American to go out this music thing with. Because I've given up trying to find other people. And he does what he says he's going to do every day. We do what we say we're going to do every day. That means our staff can do what they say they're going to do every day. So that means we can now do things properly. So anyone who gets something properly together will be successful. That's the climate we're in. But then again, it's you got to think what your idea of success is before you even want to be successful. Yeah. And yo, they started raised on that. I was raised on building for your death. And if you look back through history, it tells you the same thing. People were only ever building for their deaths, for what came after them, because it wasn't so much self-gratification. Self-gratification didn't come out until after death. People were living in the afterlife. A great warrior was a great warrior because he knew after he died he was going to do something and had done enough to be told throughout history. That's what they fought for. And media's kind of often changed everything. So my idea of success is actually leaving something. See, niggas can talk a lot of shit. They can have a top 10 all day. But who really birthed this flow, really? Think about that one. So, when I die, there's certain things that I know from there's certain things I know I can take to the grave. That's my idea of success. I guess they didn't read the hypothesis.